Shabbat is here. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Candles burning bright on a Friday night. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Won't you join me in singing that again? Shabbat is here. Let's try together. Shabbat is here. Shabbat is here. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Candles burning bright, it's Friday night. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Shabbat shalom to the boys and the girls. Shabbat shalom to the moms and the dads. Shabbat shalom to the dogs and the cats. Shabbat shalom to everyone. Shabbat is here. Shabbat is here. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Candles burning bright on a Friday night. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Shabbat shalom, everybody. My name is Alan Goodis, and I'm so excited to be singing with you this Shabbat. If there is somebody special who you want to wish a Shabbat shalom to, would you type their name right here into our Facebook chat box? If you need help, grab a grown-up and wish somebody special a Shabbat shalom wherever they are. Let's come back together and sing Shabbat is here. Shabbat is here. Shabbat is here. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Candles burning bright on a Friday night. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Shabbat is here. Shabbat is here. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Candles burning bright on a Friday night. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. My name is Rabbi Ryan Daniels. I am so excited to be here with Alan Goodis and with you as we welcome in Shabbat together. Wherever you are, whoever you're with, we invite you to join us in singing and in clapping along and in even getting a little silly as we celebrate Shabbat.
Did you hear what I heard? There it is again. Do you hear someone knocking? There's a dinosaur knocking at my door. Knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she's come to spend Shabbat with me. She wants to light the candles, and she wants to drink the wine. She wants to eat the matzah and have a really good time. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door. Knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she's come to spend Shabbat with me. She wants to light the candles, and she wants to drink the wine or grape juice. She wants to eat the challah, but she can't because it's Passover, so she wants to eat the matzah and have a really good time. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door. Knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she wants to spend Shabbat. Yes, she wants to spend Shabbat. Yes, she wants to spend Shabbat with me. In our Passover story, we learn that one morning when Pharaoh woke up in his bed, there was a special visitor there to see him. And it was not a friendly dinosaur. It was a plague of frogs. You see? One morning when Pharaoh awoke in his bed, there were frogs in his bed and frogs on his head. There were frogs on his nose and frogs on his toes. Frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere. One morning when Pharaoh woke in his bed, there were frogs in his bed and frogs on his head. There were frogs on his nose and frogs on his toes. Frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere. I don't know about you, but after the dinosaur coming to visit us and those frogs in Pharaoh's bed, I'm ready to slow down a little bit. So let's make ourselves really quiet and really soft and sing Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
This is such a special week. Not only are we here tonight to celebrate Shabbat, but so many of us are also celebrating the holiday of Passover this week. Raise your hand if your family is celebrating Passover this week. Raise your other hand if your family had a Seder on Wednesday or Thursday, coming together to tell the story about how the Israelites fled Egypt and Pharaoh. I bet your family didn't tell the part of the story about the dolphins. Did they? Don't worry, I'll tell you that part now. You see, when the people were escaping Pharaoh and the Egyptian soldiers, they found themselves at the Sea of Reeds, this great big body of water in front of them. We can't turn back now, they thought. Surely Pharaoh and his army will get us. But how can we keep going forward, others said. There's the sea, and I can't swim. We'll drown. Boy, were they wrong. We know from the Haggadah that Moses stepped forward, he raised his staff high in the air, and miraculously the sea parted, offering a hallway of dry land for the people to cross. Now that's pretty amazing and confusing for people, but have you ever thought about what it was like for the fish swimming in the sea? So all of a sudden, swimming along, minding their own business, and poof, suddenly they're swimming in midair. And that's nowhere for a fish. Fortunately for them, their friends, the dolphins, came swimming by, quickly, squeaking their dolphin squeaks and splashing the water around them with their flat tails, helping the fish to remain in the water and not cross into the air. Well, if you think that was something, imagine all of the animals, the cattle and the sheep and the lambs that the Israelites brought with them out of Egypt on their journey. Dolphins quickly spinning back and forth on both sides of the walls of water, splashing the water with their flat tails and making their squeaky dolphin noises, keeping the animals straight in that hallway of dry land. As the Israelites passed the sea, Pharaoh's army chased after them, walking into that same dry land that helped the Israelites escape. The dolphins were there too. Tradition says that they swam fast back and forth on both sides of the walls of water, splashing the Egyptian soldiers with their flat tails, squeaking their dolphin squeaks, making it really hard for the Egyptians to cross on what was dry land, and now just a bunch of mud, thanks to those dolphins. Now, the dolphins didn't make it into our Haggadah. They didn't make it into the story of our people's exodus, but they did make it into Torah. And so every time we read about those dolphins in Torah, and every time we see dolphins ourselves swimming in the water, whether we're on vacation or maybe you live in a place where dolphins live, we're reminded of those great dolphins with their squeaky dolphin noises and their flat tails that helped the animals stay safe and save the Israelites from that Pharaoh's army. They remind us that there are so many people, there are so many animals, there are so many things for which we are grateful. For without those people, without those things, we wouldn't be able to journey on. We wouldn't be able to be free and do all of the things that we enjoy doing, whether it's now as we celebrate this holiday as free people, or throughout our daily lives.
We sing Baruch Atah Adonai, thank you, God. Baruch Atah Adonai, thank you, God. Thank you for the candles and thank you for the wine. Thank you for the matzah, it's crunchy and it's fine. Baruch Atah Adonai, thank you, God. Baruch Atah Adonai, thank you, God. Thank you for the moms and thank you for the dads. They love me when I'm happy, they love me when I'm sad. They love me when I don't brush my teeth. They love me when I'm angry. They love me when I'm being really silly. They love me when I cry. And no matter how you are, your parents will always love you. Baruch Atah Adonai, thank you, God. Baruch Atah Adonai, thank you, God. We have so many things to be thankful for every day, every minute of the day. So if there's something that you feel really thankful for, I want to invite you to type it here into our chat box. If you need help from a grown-up, or if you yourself are a grown-up and you want to share something that you're thankful for, type that into our chat box so we can see all the wonderful things that we're thankful for this Shabbat. Baruch Atah Adonai, thank you, God. Baruch Atah Adonai, thank you, God. As we've been doing each week, we want to give all the parents an opportunity, a chance to bless their children. So if you're sitting close by to your children, I invite you to bring them under your arms, get really cozy. If your children are not with you or nearby, you can place a hand on your heart as we sing these words of our priestly benediction. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha, ve'asem lecha shalom, ve'asem lecha shalom. Dai dayenu, dai dayenu, dai dayenu, dayenu, dayenu. This word I just sang, dayenu, means it would have been enough. And what we're singing about is that it would have been enough If one of the many miracles that God performed was done, Dayenu, it would have been enough if all God did was free us from slavery. Dayenu, it would have been enough if all God gave us was the Torah. And Dayenu, it would have been enough if all God had given us was Shabbat. How lucky are we that God performs so many miracles every day. Dayenu would have been enough. Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. Ilu hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. Ilu natan lanu et ha-Torah, natan lanu et ha-Torah, Dayenu. Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. Ilu natan lanu et ha-Shabbat, natan lanu et ha-Shabbat, Dayenu. Let's sing together. Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. We hope you have a wonderful Shabbat and a wonderful Pesach. Thank you so much for spending Shabbat with us. We'll see you next week.